Okay, we are back. So, what do we want to jump forward to in time? Do you want to jump forward to the next day, or I think the next day makes sense to me. Specifically in reference to Blythe and Sally. Blythe, where do you sleep? Where do you wake up? Is there enough space in the bunk for two, or what?
No, probably not. I probably like just sleep on the floor next to my normal bunk. Or, but I put Samson on top of Sally. You'll be fine.
Cool. Yeah, so yeah. Although, is she there when you wake up? Huh. Let me think about this. No, I think she's there when you wake up.
Okay.
She trusts you. Also, Emily, you're muted.
Thank you.
Yeah, she trusts you, and she wakes up and blearily and searches around for the bag, and then when she sees that it's still there, she's calms down and it's stretches and yawns, looks down, it's like, I slept better than I thought I would.
Good. This problem you're having, do you think it's something that could be taken care of? Or do you want me to see if I can talk to the captain and take you on the ship when we leave? Problem is, I'm not sure how long it's going to be till we can get out.
She's like, oh, I thought you'd be moving on.
I wish.
Oh, yeah, and you can see she's suddenly starting to panic again, because she had assumed that everything was sorted, and that you'd be moving on really quickly.
Yeah, and I'm don't worry. No one knows you're here for now. I'll go and scope things out and see what's happening in town.
And she's like, okay, all right. Yeah, and she's like,
hey, Blythe, you should ask her how she heard or knew that Old Man Ryan was dead.
You're right. Good question. I asked her how she heard or knew that Old Man Ryan was dead.
And she's like,
and also what she heard about what the mayor's doing in reaction to the goat thing. How did she get wind of it?
Yeah. So the answer to one of those questions, the answer to both of those questions is rumors and just grapevine, and you hear things, right? So that's what she says about both of them, but one of those is a lie.
Gonna read a person again because I love tempting fate.
Hey, nice.
Hey, that's what I'm
okay.
looking for. Is this person telling the truth?
No.
Damn it. I mean...
About which one?
Yeah, about which one?
About the first one.
Oh. She knew about Old Man Ryan. Good.
And the second one, she knew because about the mayor was pissed at her because the mayor's been making life harder and harder. But I think it was she heard rumors that maybe some heavies had turned up in town at the mayor's behest. And it's not like she hasn't been retaliating back, right?
No.
The whole time. She's not a she is not someone who takes anything lying down until she's like, oh shit, my life is actually in danger now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't really think I'm not under the impression she's an innocent or anything like that, or even I don't even necessarily think she's a victim. I'm just more concerned about solving this current problem.
Yeah.
How can I get this character to tell me more about how she really knew about Old Man Ryan?
So, I want to just establish, because we're playing a PBTA game, these are things I'm telling you, the player. Yeah?
Yes.
Tell her about hearing the voices at night.
Okay, well, that's not going to do that. Next question. No, I don't need to ask another question. I'm happy.
Cool. All right. Do you want to do anything else from here out, or like where do we go to next, team? What's the next scene we want to see?
I'd like to have a chat to the clerk, whose name I cannot remember or have not written down.
Your cousin Thomas.
Thomas?
Yeah.
I feel like it might be time to go and have a chat to him and maybe help him with his problem.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to remember what his... Did he have a problem specifically other than, like, the conspiracy?
They're putting pressure on him, but also they're mildly threatening his grandmother, who would be my
That's
great
right.
aunt.
Yes. You have the same. You have a shared grandmother.
Right.
So, actually, no. I think the grandmother that's being threatened is not on your side.
Right.
But the so yeah, he's being threatened. And he's getting pressure from his superiors. So where do you meet him? In a pub, or in a shady back alley, or in a field with a sheep and a tree?
I get a message to him that I want to meet him at the sort of the ramshackle shack that we took shelter in on our first night here.
Yep, day or night.
I like dusk.
Yeah, cool. There are swallows swimming about the shack. There is somewhere in the distance, like there are cows lowing as they prepare to head off for the night.
Yep.
And I think it's a kind of weirdly dull yellow dusk. There's not a lot of like color in the sky today. And Thomas like approaches, like trying to look like upright and proper, but at the same time trying to sneak, and having that like weird thing of being like right, like and yeah, he comes up and he's like, why did you want to meet here? This is such a strange place. It seems dangerous.
Ooh, it'll hold up enough. I think it's seen worse times. And it's a nice place out of town to maybe have a drink. And I pull
He's like,
out
we could have had
my
a drink in the pub.
I pull out my flask. And I say, oh, this is you won't get this in the pub around here.
He's like, this is very odd, cousin. And he's like, but I'll listen. And yeah, like, takes the drink.
Now, lad, tell me about these people who are threatening your grandma.
He's like, I don't know much. They left a message. They left a note for me, and it wasn't signed or anything. It was in such a rough hand. I was surprised that there was anyone. I live in a very quiet part of town, in a very quiet part of London, but apparently thugs and heavies will head into anywhere to come and drop you off a threatening note. And he's
Do
like,
you still have the note, lad?
he's like, oh, I might have it. And like, yeah, he starts like scrabbling through the bag that he carries with him everywhere. It's like, see, correspondence, threat. There, here, yes, I do. Yeah, and he has this note, and it's like, yeah, it's like, don't ask questions or we'll bash your ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna grab it out of his hands and kind of, look at it and sort of quickly fold it and pocket it before he can really kind of voice an objection to it.
He's like, yeah, like, he doesn't quite, like, it's a magic trick, right? It doesn't occur to him that you've taken it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
and then I'm going to sort of change the subject and say, I think we need to move your grandma. Can she be moved? How frail is she?
He's like, well, she's not frail at all. She's a little bit ill, but she's a mean old thing.
Good lad. All right. Sounds like my kind of gal. Well, let's see if we can find some alternate accommodation for her and get her out of harm's way. What do you say?
He's like, it's certainly cheaper to not be in London.
Yes.
But that's quite a ways away. He's like, I rode for... It'd be a couple of days, wouldn't it, at this point, to get from London to, like, Sheffield or wherever we are?
Yeah, easy. Okay. So would I have friends in London, or would there be a...
I mean, you'd have friends in London. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to send word to one of them to...
I mean, you could give Thomas the note because he was sent here to serve papers, right? Like he'll have to go back, and he's like, Lord Morton will be waiting. He does find me quite invaluable.
Right. Good. Well, let's leverage that. Sorry.
Flames.
Good. Yes. As long as you're a valuable man, I think you should keep doing what you're doing. But I'm going to just quietly move your grandmother somewhere a little bit out of harm's way. And the other thing that I'd like you to do, I'd like you to tell in about a week or two that you're unable to serve your papers on the rare occasion.
He's like, yes, I'll do that. Although I'm sure that Lord Morton will have my work checked, but I'll do my best.
Tell him that the rare occasion has set sail for north.
He's like, just north?
Perhaps
without a
Edinburgh
destination?
is far enough north.
Edinburgh, right? Okay, he's like, Edinburgh. Yes, of course. I can do that. Yes, I can do that. He's like, and you can see him being like, I might die, right? Like, just because like lying to his superior, right?
Yeah.
It's really obvious that like Lord Morton owns this kid.
Yeah,
right?
he's
it's
a
probably Lord
kind
Morton
of
that
guy.
like issued the order in the first place.
Cool. All right. Obviously, lad, let's not tell anyone about our little meeting and what transpired here.
Obviously not. Of course, it did never here. Even didn't have a drink. Very sober.
Very good, very good. That's the shot. All right.
Yeah, cool.
Head back. Have a nice evening.
Cool. Yep. Great. Excellent.
Is he married yet?
Thomas?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. He's quite young
Yeah, okay.
compared to you. Cool. So, where? Sorry. Sorry.
Just obviously the first thing I'm going to do is go back and compose the letter to one of my friends in London who might be able to take in his grandmother.
Cool. Why would they do that?
I might have to give something up here. I might have to say, would do me a great service if you would take care of this lady for a short period of time, and my eternal thanks and favors will be blessed upon you at some future point.
Sounds like you're rolling persuade.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like I think you should roll for it, and we'll see how you go.
All right. Beauty.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, excellent. Great. You feel reasonably comfortable with the letter you've written?
All right.
Cool. Good. Like, do you seal it? Do you have a seal, or are you not that much of a wanker?
I don't know if I'd have a seal.
I mean, as the merchant, I don't think you'd be as wanky if you were a merchant.
Oh no.
A merchant. Something to officiate my maybe a stamp.
That works. Cool.
Not like a wax seal, but a
Yeah.
stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what is Tristan Sallow up to?
I am gonna go into a trap. I'm gonna seek out a trap. I want to fall in a trap knowingly. I don't know what the trap is yet, but I want to get all up in it. And I'm assuming it involves Thorn, so I'm gonna visit Thorn. But I think I'm gonna take someone with me. I think I'd like to take Blythe with me. So I'm like, yeah, and I think I say to her, I'm like, Blythe, there's something up with Thorn and Christopher. There's always something up with Christopher, but I think he's laid some kind of a trap. Not literal, but he's trying to catch me out somehow. But I'm onto him. I am going to go and see Thorn, but I'd like some help. Would you come with me?
Yeah, I'll help you out. But I was wondering if you could do a little favor for me as well.
Of course.
I know the people just sort of end up telling you things. I still haven't worked out why, to be
I
honest.
don't rightly know what you mean.
No. But if you could put your ear out for anything regarding something the mayor might be doing, reacting to some people who have recently taken some goats.
The goats business.
You heard about the goats business. Of course you already
did.
know about the goats business. Naturally, you have already heard about it.
I like to talk to people.
Yes, I've noticed. Yeah, if you could help find out about that, I'm be more than happy to accompany. Do I need my pistol, or should I leave it on the boat?
Do I know Christopher to be antagonistic to the point of violence, or just generally awful?
Oh no,
Okay.
like antagonistic to the point of violence. Yeah, but usually more direct. Usually quite directly. So maybe.
Yeah. So I sort of
Is he just gonna wait at Thorns to beat you up? Is that the plan?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Why would I know? I think I sort of like stroke my beard a bit and kind of make a few sort of like,
I'll put it in the case.
All right, might be best. Shouldn't need it. Should be fine. So yes, I think we'll go down, and I think we do it like we go sort of in like the middle of the day, when there's lots of people bustling around, and presumably she'll be awake and whatever.
Yeah, her house is a little bit out of town, and you do the heavy slog up the hill to get to her place.
Also, I'm bringing her a gift of some sort. I think I always take something like as a.
I mean, don't you always hook her up with something specific?
When I come into town, I hook her up with a specific kind of rum, but I think I've already taken her what I brought with me.
Yeah.
Because I would usually only bring her like a bottle of it, and because the idea is that she's supposed to drink it slowly, and savor it and whatever. But I think I always take a polite token, because I think we're of a similar age and tradition wherein that is the nice thing to do. So I think I'm just bringing her what have I got with me? I don't know, like some nice cheese or something like that, like an edible something, something that's practical.
Chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. It would be chocolate, but I think that's too fancy. But it's just something nice, or maybe a nice preserve or something that I've picked up somewhere along the place.
Yep. So you
it's
there.
Preserved. That's what it is. Yeah.
You make the slog up the hill, and there are cabbage moths leaping out of your way as you make your way there, and as you go to knock on the door, the obese cat lolling in the daffodils is you knock on the door and she's she answers and she's like, Tristan, oh well, come in, and she she's she seems less spry now that she's not drunk.
Right. Maybe she just seems a bit hungover.
Well, this is a while later.
Okay.
But her arthritis is definitely kicking in or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and she brings you in and
and I think she's met Blythe a couple of times before, so it's I don't think it's weird for me to bring Blythe.
Yeah, and she's immediately could I get you some tea? Would you like a seat? She says, gesturing towards one chair and one comfortable looking chair, the chair that a guest sits on, and a stool. And she's like, have a seat. She says, gesturing to not the comfy chair, the other two, the uncomfortable chair and the stool.
Yeah, I take the stool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she's like, I'm sure I've got some tea around here somewhere. And having a look around. And she's like, Blythe, my darling, have you found a nice young man yet?
Need
give Blythe a look from under my hat.
I say I've found several nice young men, but they've drifted on.
She's like, none of them suitable then. Need to find someone who can provide a good strong influence for your Samson. Don't worry, you'll find one. A strong young woman like yourself. Hold one down.
Again, while she's in the kitchen, I'm sort of just I
mean, this isn't really a kitchen; it's the same space.
Oh, okay. If she's got her back turned, I'm just sort of shooting Blythe little kind of very sarcastically.
Oh yeah, and I'm just you're quite right, of course.
And and she's like, Tristan, dear, did you happen to bring any more of that lovely rum?
I didn't with me today, I'm afraid. I have perhaps one more bottle at the boat. I could bring it up to you if you'd like. I did bring you something, and I sort of like rummage around in my bag, and I say, but you know, it isn't quite the same. And yeah, I hold out like this
She's like,
jar
"Oh,
of like
it's lovely."
pickles to her.
Yeah, she's like, do love a good pickle.
Like, I'm loving this. I'm like, don't we all?
And, yeah, and she comes back with some.
And
like,
I say to
like
her,
boot
I
tea.
think.
Like,
Oh, sorry, some what?
she
Sorry.
comes back with like some boot tea, like very tanniny, very strong tea.
Yep, perfect. That's the correct tea, I believe. I do not put milk in it or sugar. Those things are for the weak non-sea folk. I think yeah, as she's sort of fixing it up, I say, I would have thought that lovely wine you had would keep you going for a while.
And she's like, "Oh yes, I got a bit carried away. Thank you so much for looking after me on that evening."
Well, that's quite all right, dear. But where did you get such lovely wine? And 'tis very sad to drink it all so quickly and not to savor it.
Yeah,
Where
and
did you find that?
She's like, "Oh, I wasn't drinking it alone initially. Of course, I had guests earlier in the evening."
Oh. And I feel like that's like weird for her. Like she seems very hermity. So I think I just sort of say, "Oh, anyone I know?"
She's like, "Oh, yes. I mean, I know you don't get along with Christopher, but he's been so lovely recently."
Oh, really? Has he? Oh, lovely. Has he? I'm sort of just like increasingly like disbelieving.
She's like,
And I look over at you, like, Tristan, I'm just got this look on my face like, is this the trap you brought me here for? Because
Yeah.
I can't help with your love life, old man.
yeah, and she's like, and she's like, "Yes, ever since his eldest moved off to London, he's been showering me with all sorts of wonderful things." And she's like, "Obviously, he's not as physically impressive as you, but he's."
I think I feel like that would be a really off thing for her to say because we like do not have that kind of
You're not
relationship.
romantic? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No,
all right.
no,
In which case-
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. In which
there
case
is
she's
no
like,
romance.
yeah. Right. Cool. In which case she's like, obviously he's a little bit. A little bit.
I just sort of
keen.
let her flounder with that one.
Yeah, he's a little bit keen, but he is very romantic. She says, trying to convince herself.
Yeah, I just sort of raise my eyebrows
that
at her
she
and
does
go,
really love the man that gives her all these things. She's like,
I see.
And she's like, "I'm sure you noticed my new chair."
"Oh, is that the one that she didn't offer us to sit in?" Right? Yes. I look at her and I'm like, "Ah, yes, it's very fancy."
She's like, "Yes, apparently it's from France."
Well, his boys do travel all over.
And she's like, "So sad about what happened to his wife, I guess. Those boys without a mother, but that's how things go. They're making a name for themselves. The Pottses in London.
Yeah.
One works in a bank."
I just like drink my tea and like don't say anything to that. I just make a sort of non-committal kind of noise into my tea.
She's like, I'm sure that I can, if you just would agree to have dinner with him, I'm sure I could smooth things out between you. You're not that dissimilar.
Well, I mean, that sounds lovely. I would love to have dinner. I'm sure. I've been telling him for many years that, we shouldn't be so antagonistic toward one another, but He's always such a grump about it, but it seems like he's changed, and I'm sure he will understand that. So that's a very nice invitation. I'd love to.
Far be it for me to invite myself, but I'd love to meet this gentleman I hear all about.
She's like, oh, of course. I assumed you'd met him. He's always around. But yes, of course. Yeah, and she like, offers, like, gives you your teacups or whatever. Oh no, she's very good teacups. But I think that's the end of the scene.
Although, I just want to check a move. I'm going to check a move. Because I feel like I would kind of like to stare into my tea and think about the ocean and its mysteries.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I feel like there may be an extra layer going on here. Cool. And I and I know my only way of interacting with extra layers is to stare into the beyond and have visions. So I like to do that, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna stare into my tea and sense what's beyond. Oh no, I accidentally out of roll 20. There we go. I will back. Okay. Beyond. What I got? An 8. An 8.
Cool.
I don't remember what the 7 to 9 is.
Vague things.
Fragments and mysteries. Yeah.
So what's your focus?
My focus is Thorn. So I have a sense of unease about this situation. I feel like I fear that Christopher has. I've always had a fear that Christopher has an ulterior motive, like other than, I just don't believe that he truly loves this person. I've always been like, maybe he thinks he loves her, but he wants to like use her like skills in some way, or use her to get to somebody or something like that. Like I always I feel like there is some other sinister purpose. And so I sort of want to focus on her and try to perceive the dangers that are approaching her, because I have this sense of like she is being hunted by some bad future. So I'm trying to look into her future specifically. So actually, I think what I end up doing is I think I take her teacup. I think I read her tea leaves, and I do it very like. As a fun sort of playful, I'm a strange old man of the sea, let me read your tea leaves. But I really do want to actually do that.
Right. Okay. So, she drifts slowly out of the house, away from you, and into like another house-like building that is kind of like falling apart, like collapsing, but like never finishing collapsing, roiling like a storm or something like that, with bricks and mortar just swirling about, like that Buster Keaton shot of the house falling down, but in reverse. She gets like pulled into it, and then she's just there in front of you again.
Okay. Falling into a house that is falling in on itself, but never really.
Yeah, drifts like backwards slowly away from you and into it. Yeah.
And into it. Okay. Yes. I mean, so I take that to mean like that is the Potts house. The Potts family as an entity that is falling in on itself, and a space that she could get caught up in. That's at least how I'm going to take that. All right. This is the concern I have. Cool. That's fine. I'm happy to leave it there.
Cool.
And, yeah.
So, Blythe.
First planes.
Did you want to do anything about your friend?
Yes. So,
Or did you want to get
other
someone
than
else to do something?
yeah, pretty much. I think other than putting Tristan on the case, who I think is probably my most effective asset. And basically, he doesn't have any sort of physical skills that are useful. No, he's good at tying knots and things, and he's good at finding out what's going on. But I do ask another couple of crew members who know people in town
Mm-hmm.
to try and ask some subtle questions. Um, I don't think I am going to be like very effectual personally in this line of question. So I'm trying to work through my crew.
Do you want to roll under pressure where the pressure is like a raising suspicion?
Yeah, I can do that.
Unless you have another move you're doing.
I wonder. I'm just trying to find my crew. My
Suspicion among the crew or suspicion
Among the town.
in the town.
Oh.
I wonder if I'm imposing my will on my crew, or maybe not quite to that degree yet. No, I don't think so.
Like
No.
that changes the context, and you're welcome to do that.
Roll attacked under pressure.
I mean, if you like, oh, sorry, you're rolling it already. I was gonna say, if you like, I'm happy to roll under pressure because you've specifically tasked me with, like, going and whatevering that. So, like, it sounds like mechanically you're specifically trying to put that kind of.
It sounds like you're helping.
God.
But I'm imagining
Yeah, I can be helping.
you. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. That probably works.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I
well,
can help.
Because
Although
unfortunately,
that's...
it's my crew. Oh yeah, that's an unwinnable war. Yeah, I don't think it's
That's
you.
an
I
unwinnable-
think it's somebody else that I've asked to look into this has just gone and just like
just fucked it up.
dragged this through
Yeah.
the whole town. Now everybody is talking about it, or whatever bad consequence happens. Like, somebody else is fucked up.
Yep.
You head below decks to check on your friend, isn't it, Sally? And she's not in like where you expect to find her. And like you look around and you hear a whispering, and you find her with like a hammock that has been like pulled down like over her, and she's like in a corner huddled up, just like with a hammock over her, like as if she'd like covered herself in a blanket, and she's like huddled up and just whispering to herself, stop, go away, no, shh, no, shh, stop,
Hey,
look, I've got to get out of here.
The ship or this town?
When she hears your voice, she starts, and it's like, ah! like does a small scream, as if she didn't hear you approaching.
Right. Jeez. You okay? Seems like there's more going on than just what's happening in town.
She's like, I'm not safe here. I've got to go. They're gonna come and get me. I know that they'll find out that I'm on this ship, and I've just like, I'm not safe here. I've got to and like she's holding that bag of stuff and like really, really tightly, and like you can see she's like dressed to like go like walking long distance or something. Like she's changed her clothes. She's got like big sturdy shoes and things on.
There's other ships leaving port. Do you want me to try and get you on one of those?
She's like, yes, that would be amazing. That would be great. Could you please? I don't have much as far as, and she like rustles around in the bag and like pulls out a silver platter, and she's like, this could pay for my passage. If you could find someone who would take me. I know that most of the ships here don't take passengers, but I would anything. I've got to go.
Let me see what I can do. You need to stay here though in the meantime, okay? Don't go wandering off.
She's like,
You get yourself in trouble, there's not going to be much I can do.
She's like, okay. And like, yeah, you can see that, like, yeah, she's like trusting you, and like she kind of goes really like quiet. It's like, okay, I can do that.
I tell the guy who's usually on watch, Benjamin, that to keep an eye out in case she leaves, but also, I mean, not that we generally let people on the ship, but if anybody tries to get on the ship, like, send someone to come and find me, like, stat.
Yeah. And yeah, Benjamin's like, is like, yes, of course, I'll get someone to find you. I can keep a watch. You don't have to keep sending me to peel potatoes or whatever it is.
Ah, Benjamin is the one, the subject of the crush.
Good.
Excellent.
Cool. Where do you go? What do you do?
I'm going to go and see if there's any ships that take passengers. I'm not going to reveal who it is, obviously.
Do we have a move for this? Act under pressure, maybe? Like, just get information.
No, this is again. It's the circles thing. It's that.
It's circles again, is it?
Circles. We need that circles mechanic.
Yeah. In which case, roll.
Although you could do, I would suggest you could do manipulate another.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. To find someone who will take a. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me give that a go. 8.
Cool. There better be more treasure where that came from. This will pay for half of a passage. This will pay for a passage. Won't pay for a quiet one.
Okay.
This person's clearly like over demanding. This is a silver plate. It should pay for it easily.
Right. But I don't think that Blythe is going to push back in this case, because the last thing she wants is for this person to sort of start talking about the fact that that someone's trying to organize a quiet passage.
Yeah.
So I think I'm kind of caught in a bind there. I think I'm going to ask, is there anything you need for the other... To make it quiet, is there anything I can do for you? I haven't got any more where this came from, but maybe there's something I can sort out for you.
Yeah. Roland Price looks you up and down. Is like, I'm sure there's something we could work out.
Oh, God.
Just stab him.
Yeah,
Just stab him.
I'm going to,
Seems fine, right?
yeah, I'm gonna yell at him. I grab him by the collar and I'm like, listen here, you piece of shit. We're trying to do business, and this is not how business is done. So, you better come up with something reasonable, or else you can forget about this, and I'll make sure that you don't get out of this town as easily as you'd like.
Sounds like you're acting with force.
I think I'm intimidating.
Oh, yeah, sorry, intimidating. Yes, sorry, because you mean to follow through. Yes.
If I have to hit him, I will. 10.
You don't. He does not require any additional payment. He will keep quiet. Yeah.
Good. Excellent.
And next time you do business with a lady, think harder before you speak. Clank of my pistol as I turn around.
Oh, nice.
Excellent. That's great.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So, you organize for her to leave the next day. She's so thankful.
But before she leaves, though, there's some spook. There's a spook around her, and I need to look at it. I need to look at the spook
Cool.
that is on her.
What do you do?
I mean, the question is, how do I find out about the spook?
I mean, if you go below deck, you will hear her whispering to
You'll
herself.
hear her whispering to herself? Okay.
Like, you won't miss it.
All right.
Everyone is not going below deck because she's creepy.
Because she keeps... Okay, all right. Okay.
Except Samson, who thinks it's a song and is trying to sing along.
That's great.
Gotta get out of this place.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. That's so weird. All right. Yes. No, I think I at some point, in the late evening, I hear her as I'm maybe starting to fall, getting ready to go to sleep or something, or starting to fall asleep. I hear her, and so I'm going to get up very quietly, and I take my pipe, and I go and sit sort of somewhere where I can hear her, and I'm gonna smoke my pipe and watch the smoke rising out of it, and see if anything interesting reveals itself, as it is sometimes wont to do.
Cool.
Ooh, 7. It's all mysterious wibble wobble at the moment. Still better than nothing.
I mean, yeah. For a moment, you swear she stops whispering and starts to laugh a little or cry a little.
Oh no, that sound. Okay, hang on a minute.
And then you snap back to reality.
Okay. Now let me just. I should be writing notes for this, but when I heard that same noise on Old Ryan's,
You did.
was it just? It was a woman's voice, wasn't it? It was
a deep woman's voice.
Okay. Was it Sally's voice when I heard it last time?
Sally's voice is quite high pitched.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I hear her doing this, it's in her own voice. I hear her voice making that sound. Okay, interesting. Because I thought that sound was connected to a specific person. There was a specific person crying or laughing. But it seems more like it's I don't know. I don't know what that is. Do I get the feeling that I'm hearing the laughing / sobbing in the real world, or in my imagining, seeing what's beyond world? Do I get the sense that she really makes that noise as far as other people would judge it, or not?
I mean, yeah, she's not making it when you kind of refocus your eyes.
Yeah. Okay. That's a bit weird. All right. So I think later, I don't know when, next day maybe, or if she's meant to be leaving the next day, then maybe I do this now. I'm going to go and seek out Blythe. And I say to Blythe, I know you've organized for our friend Sally to leave town on a boat tomorrow, but I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Why not? You think she'll be caught?
Perhaps, but it's sort of two things. We don't know enough about the situation with the mayor. I'd like to go and look into it, and if she's gone, she may be able to answer questions or something. Maybe she would have clues for us. And, well, it's just I feel like she might know more about Old Man Ryan than she's telling us. We still haven't found his body.
Well, to answer your first question, why don't you go and ask some questions today and we can find out what's happening? And to answer your second question, why don't I go have a bit of a chat with her? If I can't get her to tell me, I don't think there's much use in her staying here. She seems to be unwell.
I think, and I get this look on my face that's like, I've run into a problem that we have sometimes, you know? I sort of am trying to say something, but I'm not, and I'm like, oh wait, no, you, and so I sort of say like,
yeah.
No, go on.
And I think when you do that, I start thinking about the sounds, but I don't know why I'm thinking about them.
And I think I just sort of say, I think there's a touch of the sea. If you understand me, Blythe. And I'm like looking at you really, really intently, and I think like as I'm sort of saying that, you're already thinking about the sounds, and I'm giving you this very intent look that is like, you know, magic things that you don't quite believe in. There's that's happening, you know.
Yeah. Blythe doesn't know how to react to that.
But I think this isn't like, I feel like this is maybe an interaction we've had. Yeah.
And
never know how to react when I start being like, oh, the sea and its mysteries. Yeah.
Blythe is like, so anyway, back to our plan. Step one.
So I'm like, yes, all right, well, I'll look into it, and you try to talk to her, and don't let her talk her way out of it. She's being slippery because she's scared.
Okay.
You just tell her that whatever is happening, she can tell you about it.
Whatever is happening.
Tell her that.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Threaten her, but I could try that approach as well.
I wouldn't go down that path if just
okay.
I'd
It's
try
very usually.
It is very effective usually, but I think in this case, try a soft hand. A gentle hand. And I sort of like look down at your like calloused, you know, like strong hands, and I'm like, a gentle hand. Yes. I sort of look like, oh, this is not going to work out. But
I'll try one and then the other one.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Good.
All right. Well, let's take a break, and then we can come and see how that plays out afterwards. All right. We'll be back soon, chat.